Good morning, dear students. In this PPT, I am going to explain about the magneto-ignition system. In the first video, I am explained about the battery ignition system. So the main difference between magneto-ignition system and battery ignition system is nothing but in battery ignition system, we are taking energy from the battery. In this case, magneto-ignition system, we are taking energy from magneto. Okay, that is the main difference. So to understand this, before that some 3 points should be noted. Electric circuit, so this helps to change the magnetic field to generate the current in primary and secondary circuit. Okay, now in if you want to change the magnetic field, that will generate a current in both the winding, that is primary winding and secondary winding. Okay, and second point is, as a magnet approaches to the induced magnetic field in the armature, also possible. And second one is, breaker points close to current dissipate through the primary circuit. So this, as breaker point will break down, some amount of current will not flow to the contact, as similar to in battery ignition system. Okay, now, and the third one is, spark fires. After magnet rotate continuously passing through armature flux reverse direction, and the breaker point will open, and it will change the magnetic flux produces in the around 170 to 210 volt in primary circuit, and it induced more than in primary winding around 10,000 volts in the secondary circuit, for to ignite or to ignite the spark plug. Okay, so this is next one is, breaker points. So as you know, in breaker point will break down the current flowing across the two metal pieces. That is, the as a crankshaft rotation rotate, the break point will be break down. So to by this, the flow of charges, the flow of current will stop flowing into the breaker point. Okay, so this is about the complete working diagram of magneto ignition system. So just to observe, in battery ignition system circuit diagram and magneto ignition circuit diagram, in battery ignition system, there in place of this armature, so that in this the magneto is fixed, whereas in battery is fixed. That is the only difference. So here the capacitor will be there. The main parts are this magnetic, and here it is connected to the cam. So the line, straight line is indicate the primary winding coils. Secondary winding coil indicate dotted line. Rotating armature, two pole, here the spark plug, distributor, cam, capacitor, ignition switch, contact breaker. Okay, now this may be used in very high power high speed spark ignition engine like aircraft, sports, and racing cars. All these vehicles are used as a magneto ignition system. The basic component of a magneto ignition system consists of magneto. This is very important. You have to mention magneto ignition is compulsory in the parts, and breaker points, capacitor, ignition switch, distributor, spark plug leads, and spark plug, etc. So this can be, magneto can be rotated either armature type or rotating type. So okay, now there are armature and rotating type. So working, now I will explain about the working. As a magnet is rotated with the help of armature, a current is induced in this field. Okay, now from the primary winding, current is flow through the this contact breaker as well as the capacitor. Okay, now as we know, in battery ignition system, as the cam rotate, this will break down. Okay, now the contact will, the camshaft is up towards up, rotation takes place towards upward. During upward, this it will break down, it will break this contact prepared, as at that moment there is no current flowing between these two, and current is passing through only this capacitor side, that is through wire. Okay, now large amount of current this will produce, and here EMF will be generated. Again, this large amount of high current is reversed back to the secondary coil. In secondary coil, an EMF is induced, that is magnetic flux is induced, and very large amount of high current is also produced. As around 25,000 to 30,000 volt can be produced. The same amount of current is passed through the distributor, as you seen in the diagram. From the secondary coil, large amount of current is passed through the distribution. In distributor, there are 4 cylinders are connected, and each cylinders are connected to spark plug. And in center point, a rotor is there. As rotor rotates, as a rotor rotates and reaches to each cylinder, it will supply the equal amount of energy, that is volt current, from the cylinder, and the rotor. Some ionization takes place during this equal amount of electrical energy supplied to the each spark plug. Okay, now here spark plug will, from the spark plug a combustion takes place. From that a small amount of power is generated to run the vehicle. Okay, now this is about the magneto ignition system. uh, this about same advantage I wrote here in sentence, you study about this. Okay, now advantage, since there is no battery or connecting table, this system is more reliable. And second advantage is for medium and very high speed engine, the system is more suitable. And third advantage is the space required is less as compared to battery ignition system. And this system is fairly reliable with the recent development technology vehicles. Okay, now and disadvantage, at low speed during the cranking the voltage is very low. For that purpose the spark plug can the ignition or produces current may be stop, that is they may face problem, that is circuit diagram. And adjustment of the spark timing has determined the effect of a spark volt or energy. This means the adjustment of spark produced is very little difficult, and it is as compared to that it may cost is little high as compared to battery ignition system. And this magneto ignition systems are used in tractors, washing machine, buses, power units, marine engines, generation of electricity to run the vehicle. And it is all normally used in two-wheel vehicles. Okay, this is about some applications, and I hope you understand. Thank you.